Guys, I cannot believe it is day 15 of this vegan diet challenge. I want to share with you what I would typically eat for brunch. Yes, I know I look fly this morning. I'm just kidding. First of all, my first question. Does anyone know the best ways to store cilantro and onions? Like these onions right here. Anybody know best ways to store them? Would love your feedback. Secondly, I wanted to share with you what a typical morning meal would be. So I have a commitment first thing in the morning, and so I typically just don't have time to make breakfast unless I'm intentional about waking up super early, which if you know me, you know I'm not a morning person. I can discipline myself to be a morning person, but it's not my preference. I'm a night owl. I prefer to stay up late and work on content or business stuff or schoolwork, whatever. So, or reading. I love reading. I start off my day with a juice. So this is orange. Actually, it's not oranges, it's mandarins. So I peel the mandarins, I juice those mandarins. This is mandarins. I think that's actually it that's in here. Let me see. That was unattractive. I actually think this is just mandarin juice. Maybe a carrot as well. Mandarin juice and a carrot, because this color definitely doesn't look like just orange juice. So mandarin and a carrot in there. Very good. Very, very good. So I would start off my day with a juice. It just wakes me up, sparks the day. It's funny, I used to, when I first started juicing, like I needed to have every droplet of it because I would be so hungry in the morning. But I've gotten so accustomed to starting off my day with some water and some juice that I juice myself. So there's no added sugars. It's just whatever vegetable or fruits I put in my juices. So yeah, this is what I would do. And then later on in the day, so maybe an hour and a half later, this is what I would eat. So today I wanted to share with you, because it's day 15, I did not meal prep anything. This is actually like leftovers or put everything in the same Tupperware kind of a meal. And that's why I wanted to share it. Because if you've been following me, I had made tacos and I had made curry. I had made all these different things. So for this meal, I combined so many of those things. So I combined the white rice that's on the bottom. And with the white rice, I put from my tacos the chickpeas and veggies in here. I put my cauliflower. I had made cauliflower, as I had made soup and other things. I had leftover cauliflower. So I put my cauliflower in there. I put zucchini, because I already had zucchini prep that I just need to saute. I put the black beans from my tacos. So this is white rice, black beans, chickpeas with veggies, zucchini, cauliflower. And I literally microwaved all that and put it together. These flavors do go very well together. Oh, look, I see some tomatoes in here. Those tomatoes were cooked with the vegetables. But then what I did was I topped it all with cilantro and onions to bring it all together. It's honestly very, very, very good. I've noticed that when I don't include a grain, I'm hungry. Like, and when I wanted to do just like straight veggies, so I did it the other day, I was hungry. I wasn't full long enough. And so I see why they encourage us to do in a vegan diet higher protein. So use your chickpea, use your tofu. So yeah, use the legume. Quinoa also has protein in it. But I also see why grains are part of the diet, because they help you feel fuller longer. This weekend, I don't know if this is good to admit, but I literally had one grain bowl and I was full the whole day. I think that night I finally ate something, but I was full for the entire day, and I couldn't see. I was like, wow, I've been eating so much more frequently than just this one big grain bowl. But I think it's because it was high in protein, it was dense in all of these items. So actually, this is better than the grain bowl I had, if I'm keeping it real. The grain bowl I had was from Okay. This is my truth. I'm not bashing his business. I know their non-vegan food is incredible. But Hopcap, anybody from Michigan? I had their grain bowl, their quinoa bowl, and it sucked. My chickpeas weren't cooked well. The flavor was bland. It wasn't good. I would never order it again, ever. Ever. Like ever. Ever, ever, ever. I didn't like it at all. If any of you had a different experience, let me know. Maybe they were having a bad day. But my experience is I would never order that grain bowl again. Yeah. So this is day 15, which means I only have less than a week available, less than a week left in this. How do I feel about that? I'll tell you how I feel about it. Guys, you have to be eating like this. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I have no makeup on right now. Yes, I look tired and I have this one thing coming out of my face. But I genuinely have felt like my skin has been rejuvenated. I feel like my body is stronger. I feel like my digestive tract has been better. I think going plant-based, and we're impacting the environment in a good way. I think going plant-based, not that you have to make your whole diet it, but even if you just substitute a few meals or your go-to meals, it's a great way to go for the body. I feel very good. I feel very good. Okay. I have less than a week left. And last week I took an initiative to elevate my level of challenges. So I had made a red curry. That was delicious. I encourage you to check that out. But last night, if you saw my video, I made chocolate chip cookies. I already gave some away. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, I gave like 7 away. And I fed my friends when they were over. Well, one of my friends. But I gave a lot away. Another friend stopped by. And then gave them like legit 7 cookies, no joke. I'm really excited to have another vegan cookie. I know that it's not like good for you. There's sugar in it still, but it is better for you than a normal cookie, calorie-wise. But yeah, with my last week, I think some of the honest reflections are this diet, a vegan diet, is beneficial in so many ways. But my hardest thing has been missing sushi. And I think I could totally transition into, you know, focusing more on a dairy-free lifestyle. So I don't need to eat all those cheeses. Maybe I could splurge every now and then, but I think for a lifestyle, so like for the rest of my life, not just like a 21-day, I think sushi is something that brings me a lot of joy. It's funny, in one of my ethics class, we read about like humans and our relationships with food and different theories, like how we should definitely value the land. There's different theologians that challenge us to like, hey, that's a part of our call. Similar to like indigenous people understood the value of their land and honoring their land. And I love it. One of our classmates is from Uganda, and he was sharing that, like, yeah, like I resonate with that theologian because, or that philosopher. Now I have to triple check, but he said he's a Christian. Anyway, I resonate with Tinker. That's the name of him, because Tinker totally discusses, that's his last name, look him up, totally discusses the hierarchy being different. It's not that humans are first and land is at the bottom. It's that we require our land to get our food from it. So super interesting theories. I'm going off topic, but to bring us all back, I think that as humans, we do have a responsibility to care for our earth, to care for our planet, but I also think we have a responsibility to care for the temples of our body. And so if we're constantly eating genetically modified foods, if we're constantly eating high fat, high saturated fat foods, if we're constantly eating things that are processed, and that's why we feel poorly, or that's why we have health issues, I just think we're not stewarding not only the bodies that God has given us, but we're not stewarding the land and the nutrients and the intelligent, like, things that God placed for us to make us healthy and better. And so I share all that because I think going vegan was something I've always considered. It's something I will continue to incorporate the things I've learned within my lifestyle. But I also want to acknowledge that if God did not value, if God made food simply a thing, not something that had enjoyment or pleasure, and I think he could have done that. But I think that there's taste buds and things taste good, and there's an experience, there's a communal experience, right? When you're sitting with people enjoying something that I think gets a little bit lost the more I do just vegan. When you go out to eat, you can't eat the same foods. And so I'm not willing to give up the communal, and I'm gonna say communal convenience, because some people are gonna go for my head and be like, Lex, you totally could continue to be vegan and find a communal way to eat more sustainably. Yes, I agree. I agree in certain spaces where I think that it's more easily accessible, and I recognize that. And I recognize that there's a few restaurants here that I totally could lead us to only eat in those spaces. But what I'm also talking about is when people have guests over. What I'm also talking about is, like, for example, we went to a jazz night, and at the restaurant we were at, the options that were available, I don't eat meat. I don't eat red meat for sure. I was going vegan. It really created limitations for the things I could eat, try, or share for the rest of the group. And so I share all this to say, I had my last week of being vegan. I totally was imperfect. I just want to always acknowledge that. I totally had sushi with my friends once, twice. Holy smokes, twice, 2 different friends. So on a scale, I broke my diet on an average of once a week. But I think that's a good way to live. I think from here on out, I will make a predominantly plant-based diet. I will be more conscious of removing dairy products. However, I think for the future, being able to have communal meals with friends that have less limitations and an enjoyment of food is a part of how God made food. I really think enjoyment is a part of it. Not saying you can't enjoy vegan food. Like I said, everything I've tried has been delicious. There's not a recipe I haven't liked, actually. So this is a lot of talking, but I just wanted to share my honest thoughts, and I hope that most of that made sense. I would rewatch this video, but I don't have time, so I have to go to my next commitment. So I'm just gonna post it. And if you have any thoughts, feedback, questions, can you just comment below? I love you. Continue doing your thing. I hope you forgive me as I confess my sins. I'm just kidding, but give me grace. I gave myself grace as I broke my diet twice. But on the grand scheme of things, I think there was a lot of discipline and a lot I learned. So I'm sure I'll continue to post like a whole video of the summary, but until then, toodles, love you, slay the day, go be the change you want to see, baby. Love you.